So as I mentioned, sometimes there's just simply not enough room to be able to put all your professional development and observations on there. So this person did a really fine job of making sure that they carried over all their professional development. What we did ask, of course, is that you had the same headings that were on your individual induction plan. So as you can see, those main things about, what is it that you did, what was the date of the research, what was being done, how did you apply it, and then the reflection piece as to the impact it had on students, as well as the impact that it had on you as an educator who's looking to develop professional practice. Now, one of the other things, in addition to the CSTP and the induction standards that we've already talked about, is really important, which are those classroom observations, right? So here we see there are 2 observations that are due, and this particular teacher did those observations. Equally important to show that you've applied some new learning that you gained from watching a peer teach, and also that has had some sort of implication for your students as well as yourself as a teacher, right? So make sure that those things are very clearly evident there. The other thing that we need to add is the focus for year 1 or year 2. In this case, the GLAD training that specifically is about English language learners indicates this person was a year 2 person, and that because in year 2 that's the focus. So real quickly, one of the things we need to remember on the IIP is showing us what your CSTP goal was, making sure that you have attended a training that related to that goal, that you applied that in your classroom, and that you reflected on how it impacted student achievement as well as your own professional development. The other thing we talked about was that induction standard, that you actually identified a standard, you clearly showed the attendance to PD, you clearly applied it in your classroom, and you reflected upon the way in which it affected the students and yourself. The third thing are those class observations. You went and you observed a peer 2 times, and you indicate that on your IIP, you apply it, and you reflect on its impact on instruction and student learning. And the last thing then is a year focus, right? What is it exactly that a year focus is? Well, it depends on the year, right? For year 1, your focus is classroom management, and for year 2, it's English language learners. So those are the things that must be indicated on your individual induction plan, and very clearly needs to show us that you have aligned yourself really well to prepare and move forward on the goals you set for yourself.